Imagine a world where everyday innovators are not just applauded but handed life-changing grants to heal our planet. That's the electrifying reality of the Earthshot Prize 2025 ceremony in Rio de Janeiro. Announced just moments ago, this event isn't just a celebration. It's a beacon of hope showing that we can turn the tide on environmental crises. But here's where it gets really intriguing. As Prince William himself declared, these winners are proof that bold action is not only possible but already underway. Dive in with me to explore how this global initiative is sparking change, and stick around, because later, we'll uncover some perspectives that might just challenge your views on celebrity involvement and big money awards for good causes. In a dazzling ceremony at Rio's futuristic Museum of Tomorrow on Wednesday evening, the Prince of Wales unveiled the 5 standout winners of this year's environmental Earthshot Prize. He hailed them as true inspirations, fueling our collective courage to confront the planet's pressing challenges. Their efforts demonstrate that real progress is within our grasp, the prince remarked, emphasizing how their groundbreaking work offers tangible evidence of transformation. To set the stage for a night of triumph, Brazilian soccer icon Cafu, Olympic gymnastics star Rebeca Andrade, and ex-Formula One racer Sebastian Vettel stepped up as presenters, adding star power to the festivities. And who could forget the lively performances from pop sensations Kylie Minogue, Shawn Mendes, and Brazil's own chart-topping diva Anitta. Their sets kept the energy buzzing, turning the event into a joyous blend of activism and entertainment. Now, for those new to this, the Earthshot Prize is a worldwide initiative backing sustainable projects, doling out a cool £1 million to each of the 5 annual winners to help them ramp up their ideas for repairing our climate. Drawing inspiration from John F. Kennedy's iconic Moonshot challenge, which spurred scientists to safely land humans on the moon, the prize aims to galvanize global efforts toward eco-friendly breakthroughs. Emceed by the acclaimed Brazilian journalist Luciano Huck, the ceremony featured a keynote address from Prince William, who serves as the prize's president. Reflecting on its launch in 2020, he shared his vision. "We set a 10-year target to make this decade one of profound positive change, tackling environmental threats directly to safeguard life on Earth." The prize revolves around 5 ambitious categories, known as Earthshots: safeguarding and renewing nature, purifying our atmosphere, rejuvenating our seas, creating a world without waste, and stabilizing our climate. With the prince dedicating a decade to this mission, the Rio event marks the midway point. And what a pivotal moment it is. This year, an impressive 2,500 nominations poured in from 72 nations, whittled down to 15 finalists, from which these 5 champions emerged. Let's break down the winners in detail, and remember, this is the part most people miss: how these projects are not lofty dreams but practical steps backed by real funding and commitment. Safeguarding and renewing nature. ReGreen, based in Brazil, is revolutionizing the protection of the Atlantic forest, one of the planet's most biodiverse ecosystems. Think rainforests teeming with unique wildlife and vital for global climate regulation. They're making conservation financially rewarding for local communities, turning trees into a sustainable income source, a smart way to combat deforestation without relying solely on government bans. Purifying our atmosphere. Bogotá, Colombia's bustling capital, exemplifies how city policies can drive enduring improvements. Through innovative measures like designated clean air zones and efforts to regreen neglected urban spots, they've slashed pollution and enhanced quality of life. This shows beginners how everyday urban planning can have a massive impact on air quality, far beyond what individuals alone can achieve. Rejuvenating our seas. The High Seas Treaty represents a landmark global agreement to protect ocean life, establishing rules for conservation and sustainable use across international waters. Set to activate in January 2026, it addresses critical issues like overfishing and habitat loss. Imagine it as a constitution for the seas, ensuring marine biodiversity thrives for future generations. Creating a world without waste. Nigeria's Lagos Fashion Week is flipping the script on the fashion industry, requiring every designer to demonstrate sustainable practices in their collections. This initiative promotes eco-friendly materials and ethical production, proving that even high-fashion runways can lead the charge toward waste reduction and inspire consumers to demand better. Stabilizing our climate, friendship, and organization in Bangladesh supports at-risk communities with essentials like healthcare, education, and disaster preparedness. By empowering vulnerable populations hit hardest by climate change, such as rising sea levels and extreme weather, they build resilience, illustrating how grassroots aid can mitigate the effects of global warming on the people who need it most. Prince William affectionately dubbed these trailblazers innovators, describing the Earthshot Prize as a movement fueled by unwavering optimism. We can glean so much from their resolve, expansive vision, and steadfast faith in crafting a brighter future, he noted. Christiana Figueres, the board's chair, echoed this sentiment, calling the winners architects of a global legacy. Their 2030 targets are audacious, yet their current achievements, strategic blueprints, and sheer grit fill me with confidence. The collaborative spirit ignited here in Rio is only intensifying, becoming more resolute and pressing. Earlier that day, the prince connected with the 15 finalists at Rio's iconic Christ the Redeemer statue, even snapping a photo in the exact spot where his late mother, Princess Diana, posed 34 years ago, a touching nod to legacy and continuity. But the cornerstone of his 5-day Brazilian trip has been a deep dive into environmental issues. On Tuesday, he blasted illegal loggers for fueling Amazon deforestation at the United for Wildlife Summit, highlighting how crime undermines global conservation efforts. He also ventured to the quaint island of Picada, engaging with residents on mangrove preservation. These coastal forests act as natural barriers against storms and store carbon, making them crucial for climate defense and pitching in by planting saplings. Come Thursday, he's off to Belém in the Amazon for a keynote at COP30, the United Nations flagship climate summit, where he'll likely rally for even stronger international action. This brings us to a potentially divisive angle. While prizes like Earthshot shower millions on select projects, sparking joy and funding, some critics argue it's not enough, or worse, that it distracts from systemic change, like stricter laws or corporate accountability. Is this celebrity-studded spectacle truly accelerating environmental repair, or does it risk becoming feel-good theater? And here's the controversial bit. Could focusing on winners overshadow the failures of governments or industries that profit from pollution? What if these grants inadvertently favor flashy ideas over equitable, community-led solutions? It's a hot topic. Do you believe initiatives like this are the key to planetary salvation, or should we pivot to more regulatory muscle? Share your opinions in the comments. I'd love to hear if you agree, disagree, or have your own take on how we best tackle climate challenges.